Hey guys, this video is called How to Network, Socialize, and Be Happy in Life. And I know I could do a whole other course on this, but I want to at least cover this before we finish. So, what about networking? In college, aren't you going to meet titans of industry who will help you get your foot in the door? That's what you've heard. You probably heard this from your parents and your teachers. They're going to say everything. You could say to them everything you've learned in here, the unemployment rate for college graduates, all the statistics, all the logic that we presented, and they're still going to say, but you should still go into debt because you're going to be networking in college. And it's another lie. This is networking in college. It's just crazy, just off the charts, like Sodom and Gomorrah partying, which can be a lot of fun, but it's definitely not going to help your career. You know, networking is a buzzword. It's totally misunderstood by most people and students. And there's this idea that somehow you're going to meet people to get ahead. And now, if it was effective, why is there 1.4, actually $1.5 trillion in debt? And why are only 77.6% of people who have a bachelor's degree employed? And actually, I just found the statistic. I was going to put it back in the program. Why is the unemployment rate for college graduates age 20 to 29 twice that of people who only have a high school degree? If networking actually produced results, that wouldn't be the case. Networking, this is what it really is. It can only be effective if it's done intentionally and precisely with a goal in mind and a knowledge of your skills. It's not just randomly meeting people as an English major. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, go to school, you're majoring in something like English or the humanities. You just meet people and you think, how on earth is that going to help you professionally? Now, in the old days, college actually was a great way to meet intelligent people because college was very selective. There was no internet. And again, not many people went to college. So if you met someone there, chances are they were a unique person. But now, Business Networking International, I'm kind of jumping around. This is actual networking, guys. This is an old school networking organization, but it's global. It's a chapter of professionals that actively pass referrals and build relationships. They also quantify their results. This is effective networking. So they've got 232,000 members. They've passed 13 million referrals, meaning a referral is like, I have a business. I'm a web developer. I'm a digital marketer. I'm a dentist. And somebody says, hey, I've got a potential client for you. That's a referral. And they quantify that they've, within like on a yearly basis, they help their members get about $14 billion worth of business. This is just an example because this is actual networking. It's not randomly meeting somebody. It's actually saying, look, how am I going to meet, individuals within my peer group who are actually going to help me grow professionally with some type of an intention? It's so stupid in college. It's just a lot of partying, which is great, but it doesn't lead to anything. So college is like a 4-year summer camp, and it could be crazy and hella fun. But is this the best or only way to quote unquote network? High school and college provide pre-made social structures, and it can be a place to make friends. But I'll tell you the truth, guys. All my friends that I have now, I met through the internet. And I keep in touch with one college friend named Mitch. That's it, after 3.5 years and a lot of money spent in college. So I want to segue into, from networking into the whole socialization thing, because they are related. So post-graduation reality. Once you're out of school, you no longer have a pre-made social environment. It's sold to you, oh, college is the best years of your life. You need to go there to network. But no matter how, you can't stay in school forever. At some point, you're going to be out in reality, like when you're 22. So socializing and making friends and dating, professional networking, it is its own skill set that is also not taught in school. So some people, they get married and get a job right out of high school, and they're just kind of locked into this social circle from 18 to 60. And rates of depression and anxiety are higher than ever because you guys aren't learning social skills. And because, the internet and cell phones are so prevalent, people are getting lost in their phones and in the virtual world, and people lose out on the ability to connect directly. And that's another thing employers are complaining about, because the students come out and they don't have basic social skills in the office, and that translates to not having a professional skills. So I would say learn social skills yourself. Don't depend on school. And it's a lot more fun, again, if you go outside. Now, in college, again, you aren't meeting mentors or professionals. You're meeting other college students who have no clue. So here's a networking hack, guys. This is it. Networking is just calling, messaging, or visiting a professional in that field, the field you're interested in, and asking to take them to lunch. I taught a program called Film School Secrets, and this is what I would teach my students, and it had amazing, amazing results. So, do you want to be a journalist? Find a journalist on LinkedIn. Or if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a marketer, any profession, find someone on LinkedIn that's in a field that you want to learn about and contact them with using your communication skills, like we discussed earlier. When you communicate in a mature manner to a professional, they will be impressed. It really is that simple. It really is, guys. Your entire generation is being taught so much nonsense. It's the same as my generation, but it's even more so these days. So the more professionally you conduct yourself, the more you stand out from the crowd. If you get basic social skills, conduct yourself professionally, and you contact somebody and say, hey, listen, I'm a high school student, and I'm really interested in a career in fill in the blank, marketing, film production, medicine. I would love to meet with you and pick your brain about the profession. And I have a lot of questions for you. People love that. Old people like helping young people. That's why I'm doing this, especially if they are motivated, focused, and passionate. We love that. We love it. You have no idea who you can meet and connect with. This is a posting from the forums in my digital marketing course. I love this. Claudia said, I called an agency in Portland, asked them how to get hired. I told them I had experience managing accounts WordPress. I was AdWords certified at 17. Dude, you're way ahead of the curve. I'm impressed. I want you for this agency. I will send you internship info. Boom. This is how you blow away employers, especially the younger you are. You're 15 years old. You blow people out of the water. When I was 17, I got my first job on a film set because I made a phone call. That's it. Make a phone call. That's networking. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I got my first film gig at age 16. I did. I called up the director of a local indie film. I asked to help. He hired me. And I was working alongside people 3 times my age. And he actually hired me after that film and was paying me like $90 a day to do film shoots, which was, I think that was so much more than I would have been making, than I was making in my other job. I had like a high school job at the time, and I was making so much more doing what I was passionate about because I made a phone call. So networking 101. This is terrible. I'm going to show you what not to do. I think I happened to get this email when I was doing the presentation. This guy calls me up, or doesn't call me, he messages me and says, hey, can you check out this website? And he starts pimping and trying to sell me on his crappy watches that it's actually a scam where they ship watches from China and pretend they're like luxury watches, and they make a profit on it. But the point is, he didn't know me. He didn't bother to learn about anything about me. And he didn't even, it wasn't a personal communication. It wasn't networking. It was just a scam. And a lot of people, when they're networking, don't think of this. So there's the BNI, Business Networking International. The guy who founded it, Ivan Meisner, is a genius, a business genius. And he has a book called Giver's Gain. And I also recommend this book. It's not easy to get. I believe, actually, you may have to join BNI to get the book. But be genuine and think of the other person. This is, just like I said in the other section, where I said, consider what the employer actually wants. Think about the other person. When you're a person in networking and you're always thinking of how can I help the people around me, you naturally become very attractive and people want to then help you. It's really give and take. But also, when you do approach somebody out of the blue, you want to offer some value. You want to be respectful. That's why, even like what I tell my students when they contact a professional, I say, ask to take them out to lunch. It's that simple. You're offering them free lunch. It's not much. But when someone who's 17, 18, or even 20 years old calls up a professional and conducts themselves in a manner that is that responsible and that proactive, it is so damn impressive. You will be surprised how far you will get. So back to BNI. Successful networkers think of how they can add value or help the other person. They don't think, what can you do for me? That is one of the least appealing things. Even if you're calling up a professional to get information about, again, about their field, you obviously want something from them. But again, you're offering at least to pay for lunch. And I'm telling you, just such a small thing. In so many cultures, there's so many rituals around giving and gifts and etiquette and stuff. It is just so impressive when someone who's young is mindful and mature in that manner. And again, I'm showing you what not to do. Like this kid is 18, and I mean, I had to coach him because I said he messages my he puts a quote up on my YouTube thread here, and it says, "I would buy the course, but I'm a broke 18-year-old. I can't afford it. I really want to learn about digital marketing. Thank you. Maybe you could forward the course to me, but I'm a broke." And he blew it up with like 3 different comments on 3 different videos. And I was like, he said, "Sorry if I offended you." He didn't offend me, but I'm saying this is just very unappealing. You're not going to get a response from people if you're like, "Hey, give me stuff." "Oh, I'm a broke student." No, if he had said, I'm a driven 18-year-old. Thanks for making your program so affordable. I can't afford it right now, but I'm saving up and I'm going to get in there. I would have been like, awesome. You have a great attitude. Let me know how I can help you. But because he conducted himself in this way and he wanted me to give him something for free that everybody else pays for. That is one of the worst traits you can have. Because I'd say, why should I give? I have thousands of students who are mature and responsible enough to pay for this. Why are you so special? I'm going to give it to you for free. So I'm saying, when you approach somebody, just make sure you're cognizant of your attitude and your appreciation also of the person's time and what they have to offer you. So again, call up an email or email a professional and ask to take them out to lunch or pay for their time. If somebody has an hourly rate, like a lawyer, you can even say, "I really like to learn about being a lawyer. I'd love to take you out for lunch. What's your hourly rate? I would love to, just take a half hour of your time." I guarantee if you say you're a high school student and you do that, they're not going to make you pay. They'll just be impressed because you're already offering them value and respect of them and their time. You're humble and you're not entitled. And some colleges, I said teach this, but they don't teach this. They teach the whole notion of networking or getting a job at the very end of school before graduation as like an elective. So you'll spend 4 years studying nonsense, and then you'll spend maybe an afternoon learning some nonsense tips about networking. I actually went to a lot of parties and met people just by being near a college. When you're near a college, or like Karen, I actually am going to have Karen do a video about meeting people. Karen, again, she didn't get her degree. She went to New York City and she met so many amazing people just through Instagram. She met other influencers, other digital marketers. She had like a magical time in New York City. She didn't know anybody. She doesn't have a college degree. None of the people she met were in college. It's just different now. Again, it's the internet and Instagram, social media. So I put meetups, clubs, dating activities, sports. It's almost a little dated. Honestly, Instagram is like the best way to meet people. What I'm saying is, you don't need to do that. And if you're in a big city or a college town, there's so many young people that are just there for you to meet. So I'm going to segue into the next section here, which is, how to be happy, personal development. Now, the media makes personal development look kind of stupid, I think, or like new agey, but it's actually very powerful. And I'm going to give you just a quick crash course in personal development. If you start looking into this when you're in your teens, you will be so much happier when you're in your 20s, 30s, and beyond.